what you remember, but a lot's changed.
Death is almost a certainty in XCOM 2. Just as you start getting attached to a sniper you lovingly named Danny Glover, he'll get poisoned by a spider-like chrysalid and face a horrifying death. After spending more than 50 hours with the game, we've accumulated a mountain of corpses and learned quite a lot. Here are 5 essential things that will prevent you from making the same mistakes.
Enemies down!
Since XCOM 2 is a turn-based game, each member of your squad gets to act before the opposing aliens do. One of the worst feelings in the game is when the last acting member of your crew runs into a small horde and there's little you can do before they blow you to bits. To prevent this, we found it's best to have your first acting character, usually a ranger, scout ahead and ensure that no one else moves beyond their location. If done correctly, your entire team will be able to take an action against any threat you encounter, and ideally, wipe them out before they get a chance to respond. Some aliens are so powerful that they can annihilate max-level characters with a single attack, so it's important to leverage every possible advantage.
Help! Help! Someone help!
The Guerrilla Tactics School is the most essential facility you can build. It allows you to train rookies, giving them a specialization like sharpshooter, grenadier, and more. It's likely at least one member of your squad will get injured or killed during a mission, and having a proficient replacement ready is infinitely more useful than an underdeveloped amateur. The Guerrilla Tactics School also lets players purchase extremely helpful upgrades, such as getting more loot from drops, increasing squad resilience, and making specific classes more accurate and deadly. The best of these upgrades increases the size of your squad to a maximum of 6 members. In later missions, you'll need as many hands on deck as possible. Expect numerous moments where one of your teammates takes a critical hit and is only barely clinging to life. It's easy to want to immediately get them out of harm's way or heal them up. Oftentimes, that's not the correct line of action. Instead, it's better to make a guess on whether or not you can kill the enemy that turn. If so, it's far better to take an offensive approach. While healing may buy one character a bit of time, simply eliminating the threat will ultimately prevent a greater amount of damage overall.
There is also a pungent odor that only seems to grow stronger as time passes.
Occasionally, if things go well, you'll have an excess amount of resources and staff available to spend at your discretion. Although it's tempting to funnel it all into upgrades and new facilities, sometimes it's most appropriate to have a little in the bank. Without spoiling anything, the main story will regularly require a hefty amount of resources in order to progress. You don't want to be in a situation where you're completely strapped for resources, can't progress, and then lose it all. Finding the balance between saving and spending is tricky, but as long as you're mindful of unexpected expenses, you'll be in a better position than many beginning players.
Grenade!
There are so many ways to beef up your squad, but we found that experimental ammo and grenades are more useful than many other options. You'll regularly need just a bit more damage to finish off the enemy, and things like venom rounds and acid grenades provide that extra push by poisoning and burning foes. They prevent you from having to waste a character's entire turn just to chip off 1 or 2 blocks of remaining health. As with most things in XCOM, it's better to be proactive instead of reactive.
I hope that your ongoing efforts will only lead to further success.
The most important thing to keep in mind is that no matter what you do, things will still likely go wrong in XCOM 2, and that's okay. Failure is all part of the process. Each setback offers valuable insight to those who take the time to learn. As long as you're patient, you will triumph.
It's damn good to have you back, Commander.